Peace, y'all, and happy new moon in Aries. Happy new moon in Aries. The new moon rose just a couple hours ago. And as y'all can see, I'm wearing some red to honor the Aries energy, which is so high right now. The energy is so high right now. So high, in fact, that I was not planning on making this video. I was going to give myself a pass. My life has been so full of activity and plot twists this last week that I let myself off the hook for this video. But then this morning, I awoke to the fourth or fifth message I've received in the last few days from a loved one asking me what the hell is up with the sky. What the hell is up with the sky? People are feeling this energy very intensely. So I said to myself, look, you do have a little bit of time this morning to make a short video just letting folks know what's going on to help folks ground. So that's what I'm doing right now. This video is going to be super short and straight to the point, okay? Straight to the point. In this video, we are covering the new moon in Aries, which takes place amidst an Aries stellium. There's a pile up of planets in Aries right now. That's why this energy is so intense. And I'm also going to share a few words on Uranus entering Gemini, because that takes place in 8 days on April 25th, and that's just going to change the entire landscape. Now, this is such a major transit that I will make more videos on this, so I'm just going to share a few words about that transit now, and then you can stay tuned for a more in-depth review of that transit. So, as I said, life is so busy right now, so we just need to get straight to it. So one of the main things to know right now is that 7 of the major planetary bodies are in Aries right now, creating an Aries stellium and supporting this new moon in Aries, okay? So 7 of the major planetary bodies. You've got Neptune, you've got Saturn, you got Mercury, you got Mars, you got the sun and the moon, of course, that's what a new moon is. And then you also have Chiron, okay? So that's a lot of Aries activation. It's a lot of Aries activation. And that's why many of us are feeling very intensely right now, is why we're feeling like the energy is so high. Maybe we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and like we don't know what to do with all this energy. Maybe it's feeling like aggression and anger and frustration. And maybe we're sweating the small things because there's all this energy swirling in Aries and it wants to be expressed. It wants to be expressed. And also, one of the reasons it feels so chaotic right now is because all these planets are pulling us in different directions. And in particular, having Mars and Saturn both in Aries right now is creating this sort of gas pedal brake. Mars, of course, is a planet that Aries receives its energy from. So it likes to go, act, do, drive. It's the reason why Aries loves to go, act, do, drive. Mars loves to act impulsively, right? Recklessly, without thinking, just responding to what it feels, right? And Saturn, on the other hand, loves disciplined action, measured, thoughtful action. So even as Mars is applying the gas pedal, like, let's do it, let's go, Saturn is applying the brake. It's throwing up some obstacles. It's throwing up some delays. It's slowing us down. So even as the energy is so high, we're also getting tossed in multiple directions. That can make it feel really chaotic. I had a day just the other day where it felt like something was about to happen and then boom, nope, delay. And then it seemed like it was going to happen again and then nope, plans change. And the whole day I thought that something might be about to happen and nah, it wasn't. I mean, it was wild, right? And it just happens to be related to one of the major plot points of my life. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm tracking that and I'm invested in that. And also I have to align to the energy. And also it can feel a little crazy making to have this push-pull start-stop dynamic around plot points that are important, right? So it was a day in which I ultimately just had to do some breath work and stretch it out and then go run around a little bit and channel this energy into playful and creative directions because it wasn't moving forward in the way that it wasn't moving forward in the most direct way toward that outcome that I had imagined. And so that's all just to say that there is this gas pedal brake, and just be mindful of it. There's a gas pedal brake. And so just navigate that. Just be aware that even if you've feel that something is about to happen, a launch, a confrontation, boundary setting, whatever it is in the Aries field that you are driving toward right now, Saturn might throw up some walls, right? And that's just part of the medicine right now, because whatever is happening in the sky right now, that's the medicine we need. Whatever it is that is happening in the sky right now, that's the medicine we need right now. Okay, so just be mindful of it, and it'll be easier for you to align to. When you're aware, it's easier to accept. Awareness enhances our ability to accept and to flow and to align. The third and last thing I want to point out is just that Uranus is entering Gemini on April 25th, as I've already mentioned, 8 days from today. This is a major transit. It's a major transit. Uranus will be there for like 8 years. And so I am going to make more videos about this major transit. And also, because it is just 8 days away, I would be remiss to myself and to all of y'all if I didn't highlight that, because Uranus is a planet of big air, cosmic air, atmospheric, deep space conditions. And Gemini is a very mercurial, breezy, multiple energy. Gemini is all over the place. Gemini can see a situation from every single perspective, right? Gemini is everywhere and Gemini is nowhere. And so when Uranus enters Gemini, we are going to get a major gust of wind. And what happens when big wind meets big fire energy? You get raging wildfires, and also some of those fires get snuffed out. Okay, right? We all know you blow out a candle. Big wind can just take a fire out. It's one of the things and one of the dynamics you want to be aware of right now, especially if you are considering launching something new, or having a confrontation, or doing some boundary setting, or just driving and acting and going in big ways. If you are thinking about doing that right now under this new moon in Aries, this Aries stellium energy, just be mindful that we're about to receive a major gust of wind. And some of that is going to enhance some of the fires raging right now, and some of it's going to snuff it out. Okay, it's always both ends of the spectrum and everything in between. So just be mindful of that. Every new moon initiates a season of 2 weeks, right? That ends with the full moon, right? We get new moon, full moon, new moon, and full moon, and these set some of the rhythms of our days and our lives and our month. And it's a major rhythm that we live in alignment with, whether we know it or not. And so that's always the case, right? That this rhythm is created, and also in particular for this new moon, that is particularly the case because over the course of these next 2 weeks, Mercury goes from one end of Aries, the beginning of Aries, to the end of Aries. So it kind of traverses the entire distance of that Aries stellium. And under the full moon in Scorpio on May 1st, Mercury and Chiron will be conjunct and at the end of Aries, like 27 Aries. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that we are about to heal something big over the next 2 weeks. We are about to heal something big. We're going to arrive at a major plateau with our healing if we align with these energies, if we are open to doing so, of course. The energy is supportive toward that happening, and I'm affirming it for myself and for y'all that major healing will take place as Mercury traverses the full length of this stellium from Neptune to Chiron. And I said Chiron and Mercury will meet at 27 degrees under the full moon in Scorpio. And that's actually the degree at which this new moon takes place. So there's a real connection there, right? The 27th degree is the site of the new moon and the site of the Chiron-Mercury conjunction under the full moon and Scorpio. And so that's just to say, too, that we are in a time of big fire energy. And as with all things, you know, it waxes and wanes, right? It waxes and wanes. So we're in this Aries stellium is going to take us through to the full moon in Scorpio 2 weeks from today. And also, kind of midway through, we're going to get this big gust of wind that is going to enhance some of these fires and diminish some other ones, snuffing some completely out and taking some of those fires to the complete next level. So all the things. And so the energy is really high, and we're going to live through a pretty chaotic next couple of weeks. And the more that we are aware of that, the easier it will be to accept. And one of the ways to remain sane and clear with all of this high energy is to channel it into creative and playful pursuits. We can do things that have no stakes. We can go boxing. We can go race a friend. We can go charging through a green space, feeling deeply connected to the mythic dimensions of life, to the hero archetype, to the warrior archetype, which Aries deeply participates in, right? And so, yeah, get this energy out. The energy is high, and so to stay sane, we have to channel it, and also just be mindful of this start-stop dynamic, this start-stop energy, and the big gust of wind coming our way. All right, y'all. I got to get back into this this wild, wild day and this wild, wild energy. So I am sending y'all courage, clarity, compassion, grace, and many blessings. Until next time.